It's a world of mystery. Do you really want to know?
Hello, my name is Data. Hope you're doing well. Recently, I met somebody very interesting and they proposed a question to me. Now, this was somebody who really believed what they were saying was true. The question they posed was, hey, have you ever heard of NEMESIS? And I thought about it and I said, the movie? And their reply was, no, not the movie. Niburu. I said, yeah, I think I've heard of it, but I don't think it exists. And then he began to tell me a story. This phenomenon has a name. It's called counter-Earth. And what he told me was, as we are orbiting around the sun, on the exact opposite side of the sun, a place we can never see is another planet in the exact same orbit as planet Earth. And as we rotate on one side, Niburu, Nemesis, is on the other side. Always there. The opposite, the counter-Earth. So I said, well, isn't our orbit not in a perfect circle, but more elliptical? And wouldn't we maybe see it once in a while? And he said, if you look with the right telescopes at the right time, it's very rare, but because of that phenomenon, yes, we can see it. So I thought, that's interesting. And then he showed me some very interesting material. And this is what I found. I think we found Planet X, the brown dwarf star, on the opposite side of the sun. But before we get into that, we have to lay some groundwork. So let me start with this. The black sun can refer to the first stage of the alchemical magnum opus, the nigredo, the blackness. This was from a text ascribed by Marsilio Facino. 3 suns are described: black, white, and red, corresponding to the 3 most used alchemical color stages. And this is where the mystery begins. New York Times. Spacecraft may detect mystery body in space. This was a one-time article that came out and then it was never ever released back into the public. It was all hushed and made very quiet, so nobody really knew about it. This was June 19th, 1982 in the newspaper. You can go ahead and search it for yourself. And here's what they said about Planet X. A pair of American spacecraft may help scientists detect what could be the 10th planet or a giant object billions of miles away. This was by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. The scientist at the space agency's Ames Research Center said that the 2 spacecraft Pioneers 10 and 11, which were already further into space than any other man-made objects, might add to the knowledge of a mysterious object believed to be beyond the solar system's outermost known planets, also known as Planet X. The space agency said that persistent irregularities in the orbits of Uranus and Neptune suggest some kind of mystery object is really there, with its distance depending on what it is. And this is where the mystery deepens, because they don't know what it is. If the mystery object is a new planet, it may lie 5 billion miles beyond the outer orbital ring of known planets, the space agency said. If it is a dark star type of object, it may be 50 billion miles beyond the known planets. If it is a black hole, 100 billion miles. A black hole is a hypothetical body in space. Hypothetical. Believed to be a collapsed star so condensed that neither light nor matter can escape from its gravitational field. And whatever it is, they have no idea how far away it is. They don't even know what it is. But 1982, Pioneer 10 was still between Uranus and Neptune, and will be beyond all the planets in July 1983. Pioneer 11 is now between Saturn and Uranus. Because of crisscrossing orbits, Pluto and Neptune trade places as the outermost planets in the solar system. Yes, back in 1982, Pluto was still a planet. And there was a very good reason why they made this whole thing very hush-hush and quietly put it away. But an article came out much later, and that is part of the key to the answer that we search for. The sun as a binary system from Hard Science. On August 19th in 2020, if most stars form in binary pairs, what about our sun? A new paper presents a model supporting the theory that the sun may have started out as one member of a binary system, if not temporary. There's a certain elegance to the idea if it's true, and this origin story could resolve some vexing solar system puzzles, among them the genesis of the Oort cloud. What is the Oort cloud? Oort means, or was once the spelling of a Middle Dutch word for edge or end, and the presence of a massive captured object like Planet 9, otherwise known as Planet X. I don't know why they call it 9, it's Planet X, Nibiru. Nibiru. This part's important. Scientists believe that the general flat solar system, is a spherical shell comprised of more than trillion icy objects, some of them more than a mile wide. That is the Oort cloud. It's likely the source of our solar system's long-term comets, objects that take 200 or more to orbit the sun. Inside that shell and surrounding the planets is the Kuiper belt, a flat disk of scattered objects considered the source of shorter-term comets. And what that has to do with is no object, let me repeat, no object in the Oort cloud has been directly observed. The Voyager 1 and 2, New Horizons, and Pioneer 10 and 11, does that sound familiar? Pioneer 10 and 11 are all en route. The cloud is so far away that all 5 of the craft will be dead by the time they get there. To derive a clearer view of the Oort cloud, absent actual imagery, scientists utilize computer models based on planetary orbits, solar system formation simulations, and comet trajectories. Solar system formation simulations and comet trajectories. Somebody who once tried to explain Planet X, Niburu, to me, said that the planet or the star is on the exact opposite side of the sun, in the same path, the same orbit, the same speed as Earth. And that is why we'll never be able to see it. It's always on the other side of the sun. So if you made it this far into the video, now we're going to start ladling some gravy. We're going to be looking at images from LASCO. And you can see the sun is blotted out, but in the background, there is a white object that shouldn't be there. And it is on the opposite side of the sun. That's about as far as I can zoom it in right here, and you can see I might almost have some editing done to it. What are those 2 half-circular bars surrounding it? Or how about this one? The shadow of a planet inside the corona of the sun, or maybe it's behind it. In many of these images, it is possible to see other things that are around or behind the sun, and any of these could be one of the moons, or the Planet X, or the dwarf star itself. Sometimes there's just half images of a planet behind the sun. Sometimes it looks like a string of lights, possibly the moons. There's a close-up image of it. The moons around Niburu. Very strange objects, reflections, and spots appear behind the sun. It could be shadows or reflections of the planets. Strange lights or reflections that bounce off of objects. Anything is possible. For some believe Niburu and Planet X exists. But where are they? Unfortunately, as it seems with this story, we have some more bad news. No space agency has ever claimed to have found another planet in our solar system, especially rotating, orbiting on the opposite side of the sun. This could prove that they don't know, and we've never found one, and it does not exist. Plenty of satellites have gone on beyond and should have spotted something, but they never have. Percentage chance of this being a real story is 99.999% fake. Makes for a good story though. Unfortunately, Niburu NEMESIS does not exist. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.